Hey there YouTube, Bruce with TeamHotPockets coming at you with a deck profile. This month's deck profile will be worms. So sit back, grab yourself a bag of popcorn, and enjoy. Starting off the monsters, we have 3 Worms X. Worms X is the main monster in the deck. Normal summon it, send any worm you like to the graveyard, and then that allows you to plus because Yagan will revive itself if you send Yagan. 3 Worm Yagan. When Worms X is the only monster you control, it can special summon itself in face down defense mode. And while it is not a flip monster, if it is flipped face up, you get to send one of your opponent's monsters back to their hand. Really good for anti-synchro, anti-level 8s, really anti-anything that's face up. 2 Worm King. He's got a Gravekeeper's Descendant effect, 2700 beater, and he requires only 1 tribute if it's a worm monster. 2 Worm Kataros. Worm Kataros is a searcher. You flip him, you get to add 1 level 4 or lower from your 1 level 4 or lower worm from your deck to your hand. 1 Worm Lynx. Worm Lynx, if you flip him during every end phase that he's face up, including your opponent's, you get to draw a card. You gain ridiculous amounts of advantage with this guy. 1 Honest, they're all lights. 2 Spirit Reaper. I cannot tell you how many games this guy has won me, just because he'll either stall my opponent until I draw what I need, or he'll take care of my opponent's hand for me. Since I'm blowing up so much of the field with Worm King's effect usually, he often gets in a lot of free hits. 1 Sangan, search out whatever I need, with the exception of the Worm Kings and the Worms X's. On to spells. My body as a shield protects me from those dark holes and other annoying cards like that. 2 Burden of the Mighty. Make sure they can't get over my Zexes and Yagans. 2 Duality. I used to run worms without duality, but now that the tins come out with duality, they are so much more consistent. If you can possibly get your hands on them, which it's pretty easy now, I recommend it. Forbidden Chalice. This card is delightful. I don't know why people run Effect Veiler when this card is out, because with this, if my opponent tries to attack me with Grand Mole, their attack is still going through, but he can't bounce. They have their Cyber Valley on the field, Chalice will take care of it. I can even use it to give my own monster 400 attack point boost if I have to. It usually doesn't come down to that, but it's just an awesome card. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, pretty basic, spell trap destruction. Heavy Storm. While my deck is pretty back row heavy, I can still plus off this. Swords, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. If you don't know what these do, you should probably be playing either Magic or Pokemon or something other than Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, the trap section. This is what makes the deck, because you got your W Nebula Meteorite. This card, when it's activated, all face-down monsters on the field are flipped face-up, so you get your Yagan effects, you get your Kataros, whatever you need. But then during the end phase of the turn that this card's activated, they all flip face-down, you draw 1 card for each, and then special summon 1 level 7 or higher light reptile from your deck, aka Worm King. And then you can just tribute the monsters that were flipped face-down to destroy their back row, and run over anything in your path. 2 Offering to the Snake Deity. It's Icarus attack, but slightly better, because you don't have to destroy your reptile until it resolves. So if they negate it, you don't have to get rid of your reptile. 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. Pretty basic. Trap Dust Chute. More hand control. D-Prison, just to keep their monsters out of your face for a while. TT, Mirror Force, 7 tools, just some more staples. Alright, on to the extra deck. In my extra deck, I run 2 Wind-Up Zenmeister. Jägen and Zex are both level 4, so they can go into this guy pretty easily. I don't often do that just because if I do, I'm losing card advantage, and this deck is all about building card advantage until you can just 1-for-1 your opponent into a hole. 1 Stardust. I plan on getting a Starlight Road, so that'll make him viable. Genex Ally Triforce. I run the Genex tuner in my side deck, but when he's synchroed with a light monster, Triforce allows me to special summon 1 light monster in defense, face down defense mode once every turn. And Chimera Tech Fortress, it's pretty much a staple because of all the machines that are running around nowadays. Alright, so my extra deck, or side deck, sorry. I run 2 Cyber Dragon, pretty obvious seeing as you saw the Chimera Tech. 1 Genex Ally Birdman, see, I told you I had that tuner in here. 2 Rivalry of Warlords. This keeps me ahead of my opponent because most of my monsters are reptile, and if I side this in, I usually side out some of my non-reptiles. Gives me more field control. Imperial Iron Wall takes care of chaos. That's really the only reason and Agent Fairies. Sakuretsu Armor, more monster destruction. 2 Discord. Seeing as my deck doesn't have a tuner, it didn't seem wrong to include Anti-Synchro. Nobleman, just in case I'm facing Gravekeepers or whatever. And Heatwave, to stop any really fast swarming decks. Alright, so that's the deck profile. Tell me what you think. It's obviously not perfect, but hey, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you.